Storm, you're in it. Get away, Storm. Listen, I don't know what alpha episode this is going to be by the time this comes out, right? It could be alpha episode 10 or 20. We don't know, because as you guys know, this is not in chronological order. But I'm happy today on this beautiful Sunday to be sitting here with my son, Courtney. Courtney, how are you?
I'm good.
Also known as Cunty. Even though you barely call him Cunty, but how are you?
I'm good.
So, for those that don't know, I had a surgery earlier this week. They had to remove some scar tissue and other things, and I had to deal with that. And so I've been pretty much bedridden, healing. I have a drain currently coming out of me. Been very painful. So people have been visiting me all week. So of course Courtney came down from Baltimore to come and visit me and to check on me. So I want to say thank you, my baby, as always. So let's go into it, Courtney. It's been over a year since we met. I mean, I think I talked about it in an early Alpha episode a little bit, right? When you hit me up, how you hit me up, and how you came into the family. You instantly came into the family. Right. I introduced you to your mother, Meeka, and it's pretty much been a story from there, right? It's been a book.
Right.
So how has it been for you this past year?
It's been fun for me. I feel like sometimes I'm in school and I'm learning a lot about like the lifestyle that I'm walking into. So I feel like being around people like y'all showing me a lot, teaching me a lot of stuff. And yeah, it's fun. I mean, ballroom too is like fun. So
what has been the most frustrating experiences that you've experienced this past year?
Losing.
Oh, damn.
And
wait, let's conquer each one. Losing. Why does it frustrate you?
Because I feel like before like walking into it, just watching it on like TV or the internet, looking at it, losing is like, it looked like you were not good enough. That's what it always looked like to me. So when I'm on the runway and stuff like that, it's like the main thing I'm trying to do is think about winning. Honestly, I think that's a lot of the times why I don't do my best. But it frustrated me a lot. But that's when it goes back into making sure you have fun. Once you start having fun with it, then you have a better outcome. So,
okay. What do I always tell you about when you lose?
You see the be at the next ball, and don't beat myself up about it.
Do you think that when you go in to compete or walk or anything that you put too much pressure on yourself?
I do.
What is that based in, you think?
I think a lot of times I look into the future, like, okay, so it's like, make sure this night you are not embarrassing yourself, because 20 years later, like, you're going to have to look back at this. So,
especially in this digital age.
Yeah, that's what I think about all the time.
So you don't want to look back like, oh my God. But can I tell you something? Sometimes those embarrassing moments are the moments you look back on and appreciate the most.
Yeah.
Because you can laugh at, like, for example, you be like, let's say we'll go 10 years from now. Bitch, did you see what the fuck I had on? Like, I thought I was so cute that night. Or, bitch, like, or look at where my performance has gone.
Right.
And when I thought it was, I think that sometimes looking back is a good thing, because it gives you a different, especially you'll have a different eye at that time. Yeah. You'll have an eye of, hopefully you'll be at a place of more comfort with yourself, experiencing yourself, and appreciating your past. And I think that sometimes when we look back, we'll be like, oh, I remember when that was fun for me and wasn't so serious. Or I remember when I used to put so much pressure on myself, but now I just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think that, you don't know how you'll feel 10 years or 15 years from now when you look back. I think you may look back at this time And you also make it emotional. Like, well, I remember that's when I was a kitten and I was in the house and and I was getting, learning everything, and look at me now. You never know. So just a little advice. I was trying to give you little tidbits, as you know. So how has it been for you to give a little background? You're in the military. You're still in the military. How was that for you discovering yourself? And what's been your journey discovering yourself? And are you gay?
Yeah.
So how is that? You have to ask these days. You have pansexual, trisexual, but you have to ask everything. So tell me, what is it? What has that journey been for you?
So when I first joined the military, I joined at 17, and I was only dating girls. I was overseas, and it felt like I was forced to do it. And honestly, I would say it felt like I was trying to fight my gayness by being with a girl. So,
Story that's been told forever, but go on.
Once I got to Texas, I was just like, this is boring. Like,
what's boring?
Girls.
the act of wait, what was boring? The act of you playing along that you were straight, or just girls itself?
I think the act of playing along that I was straight, because it was just like
work.
Yeah, it was work. It was like work and stuff like that. And actually, the last girl that I dated, she was dating this other boy. And I remember the last time we were together, I was like thinking about the other boy. So I was like, yeah, it's time for me to quit this.
So when did you when you look back your whole life, did you always know you were gay? Where was your earliest childhood memory that you can remember?
This ought to sound bad, but my mom had a boyfriend, and I was like 6 years old.
You was crushing. Did you know what it was?
What, being gay?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
But you knew you were. So what was it about him that made you know something was different?
He was just a man, and like I was never the type of kid that sleep in the bed with my mom and stuff like that. But when she started dating him, I wanted to start sleeping in the bed with my mom.
You were trying to be a homewrecker at 6 years old. What is going on? It's crazy because I was around like 4, and for me, I'll never forget it. I never knew. Of course, I know now. I never knew I was getting hard, but I didn't know what it was then. Of course, I know now.
Right.
And I remember when I would see certain things on TV, and I'll never forget it. For those that are from, I was born in '78. For those that know, you definitely don't know. They used to have these like floor model, like what we would consider a big screen TV. We had a floor model big screen TV with a big ass box, and it was on the floor. And I'll never forget it. I was like 4 or 5 years old, and there was a guy on TV, and I guess I thought it was cute, and I walked up to the TV and was kissing. I kissed the TV. Never forget it, and that's my first earliest gay memory. But I didn't know what it was because for a long time, I say all the time, probably till I was up to maybe 13, I thought I was. When I had those thoughts, I thought I was the only one in the world. I was like, no, there's nobody else that feels this thing. So I just kind of like buried it in me. So when I hear something like that, I'm like, oh.
I was the opposite. I felt like every boy went through what I went through.
Did you?
So that's why I was just like, I'm not saying I'm gay until I know that I'm gay. I thought it was a phase.
Oh, so you didn't know? Okay, so you didn't know if this was going to pass.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be something that eventually go away.
So how has it been for you now, because you're 23, how has it been for you? This is like, you officially have a year in Ballroom, and really coming out for real, right? Would you say that this is like a year of coming out, or would you say you came out before that?
This is the year. Like, this is the year where, like, my family know now. Like, I can't, it's like, there's no hiding it now.
They know what's up.
It's everywhere.
You're a queen. Okay. My question to you is, how has it been for you navigating, the community and Ballroom and life and, now, kind of being out and meeting people, and how had that been for you?
It's been up and down, I'll say. I mean, I've met people that I feel like are really good for me and stuff like that. Like I was just telling you, like I always think of like Una, Adam, and Noah. Like meeting them, like I always think like I feel like I'm gonna be with them for the rest of my life. They're gonna be my siblings for the rest of my life, and
That's how it's supposed to feel like when you just like your first set of real gay friends, and family and stuff like that.
And actually, yeah, they like Una was like the first person. Adam, or the first people that like first gay friends I had. I didn't have any gay friends, so that's been the fun part. I think the unfun part about it is meeting people and they having like thought of who they want you to be, like even down to like sliding in the DMs and stuff like that. People already thinking that you're this person and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, as far as everything else, navigating people that's been in ballroom and the scene for a long time, I think is awesome because I met a lot of good people like Jason, my mother, you, just so many people, Mercedes, my aunt, like that is like icons in the scene that can help me grow and stuff like that.
So let's talk about that because you didn't know any. Did you know anything about like besides like watching obviously clips online? Did you know about like elements of like families and gay parents and stuff like that? Did you know about that?
Yeah.
So how had that been for you? Like meeting me and Meeka as far as for you and your helping your development. Like what are the things that you've gotten from that the most you could say?
I still feel like I'm a child. I feel like I'm a child as far as like this is my new life, and I feel like I'm a kid. So like I was even thinking about this the other day. I was like I would rather to not Vogue ever again. To not like leave. I would rather have y'all. Like F the Voguing part. I would rather have y'all. I would never want to lose my family. And that's honestly like why like I kind of wanted to because you know it's a one night ball type thing. You know it's serious, but it's a one night thing, and I feel like
well, it's really nice, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and like having family and stuff like that is it's an everyday type thing. Like I can call my mom, I can call you, I can call my siblings whenever I want to talk about stuff that I used to only think about. So
having Meeka as your mother, how's that been for you?
It's been fun.
She's a fun lady.
I feel like it's so fun like thinking about like when I first met her and how reserved I was, and then now I can call her and tell her about a guy or like just be crazy on the phone with her. So I mean I'm still kind of reserved with her because she's my mom, but it's just I feel like
it's good to have an open relationship with know it's good to do that as far as be able to talk about anything. What are some of the things that you've seen in the community that kind of, I don't want to say scare you, but scare you and that you kind of want to be very cautious of?
I thought it was over. I didn't think it was over, but I thought it was fake. I never thought I would see drugs. I never thought I would see somebody do coke. And I seen somebody do it one night and I gagged, but...
like I tell you all the time, whatever people do, you can't.
Yeah.
You have to give people the freedom because this is what it is. There's some things that people partake in and some things some people don't. You have to make sure whatever you do that you put yourself first. You already know I have a...
Right.
I hate to say no tolerance for drugs because of today I know people and I have friends and family that partake in that stuff, but I encourage my kids not to because you never know what it will do to you.
Yeah.
Addiction is real. And not to mention, beyond all that, because there are people that, smoke weed every day. But they lacing this shit with so much shit.
Yeah.
I would hate for somebody for their last bump, pull, smoke, anything to be their last. Because you don't really know what people are doing these days. But that's a story for another time. Voguing. What would you describe your performance and what you've learned thus far? Like, what do you feel about your performance?
I feel like my performance, if I had to define my performance, it would be like, it's the 90s. Like, it's everything.
Is that your inspiration, 90s performance? Like what? Who would you say?
Like, Ricky Allure, like, Deshaun Pony. Like, just a lot of, like, how they vogued. And then even, like, the girls in the scene, like my mom, like, anything from that era, I feel like...
It inspired you?
It inspired me.
So what do you feel about your performance? Where do you feel your performance is at? Where do you feel like it get better? Like, what do you like about your performance?
I'm really hard on myself. I feel like my performance definitely got a long way to go. But I definitely think it's gotten better from where I started. And sometimes you gotta like sit down and look at like something. That's why sometimes I do look at old clips and stuff like that, so I can see like, oh, I did get better. Oh, I am growing. Well, I'm not scared when I walk in the back of the runway anymore. So yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to? What do you feel is missing from your performance?
I need a little bit more personality.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel like it's a difference between voguing and performing. You never want to just perform and you never want to just vogue. You want to do both.
Right.
Like, because you want to make sure that you have your elements, but you also want to make sure that you are entertaining and
Giving a
stuff
show.
like that, and giving a show. And I feel like sometimes I'm so in my head and I just vogue. And it's just like, okay, but you got this person next to you and they getting the crowd.
They're cutting up.
Yeah, they cutting up. And they gonna win.
What gets you in your head?
I don't know. Is
it stage fright?
No, because I have a fear of falling. I have a fear of, and I fell before. And honestly, you know what's crazy? Me falling, I don't have a fear of falling anymore. Like, I feel like I've been through it, so it's like, okay.
But that's life. You know, sometimes when you go through things, that kind of breaks the fear and breaks the phobia, honestly.
Yeah.
You got to get over that. You kind of got to get over that hurdle. You can't hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? I tell you that all the time. I think that we have to be careful of self-sabotage. I think a lot of us do that. I think a lot of amazing, awesome people self-sabotage. If it's not because they're afraid to fail, they're also afraid of succeeding,
right.
And they don't know how to handle that. Yeah. And I think that, you know, you have to live in the moment and not in your head. I think a lot of people live in their head and not in the moment. And I think sometimes if you just let go, be free, and just let yourself feel it, you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? So what do you feel about voguing in ballroom, like other people performing, like people that you see that perform now? How do you feel about it? Does it excite you? Does it get you up? Are you entertained?
Some people, like, especially like I feel like being around people who vogue, like, and I use my mom as an example again. She's somebody that vogues. So being around her, learning from her, like, I know what it is. So sometimes I see things that is not vogue and I'm just like, okay. But there are a lot of people I feel like that's coming up with me that I feel like vogue beautifully. And I would love to, like...
Who are some of those people?
Like, first I would say, of course, Una, Adam, Noah. I'm not just saying that, I really believe it. And, like, I like Miles.
Shout out to Miles.
I like Cupid Aga. He's a
Cupid Aga?
I think his name is Cupid Aga.
Makai?
I like him too. But him and they be together.
I don't know which one that is.
They both Agas. Maurice West. It's just like just off the top of my head.
All those ones you named kind of have their own unique style, and I think that's what I'm actually glad to see, because I think like Miles is definitely underrated. Miles is fab. I think Miles votes down. Maurice West is fucking amazing. I think all those ones, Makai, you know, I feel like all those ones you named, I think what makes them special, if you notice, is that they all kind of have their own style of performance. I think that was lacking for a while. There was a lot of people voguing like someone. And I think that the best performers and best voguers are ones that have their own style and their own presence when they hit the floor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, I think even like with and sometimes I feel like you get a lot of pushback from people though. But I think it's certain ways that you keep going and keep showing up. And I feel like you kind of make people feel it. Like, even with mine, I feel like my performance is so like old school that people are just like, it kind of not really doing anything yet. I mean, it's doing things, but it's not really, and sometimes like that's what I get in my head about too. Like, am I not doing the right things? Am I not doing enough of this and stuff like that? But I feel like if I keep doing what I know I like to do and using my techniques, I feel like eventually.
You do know it's a journey, right? And it's not a race.
Yeah.
Like, you got to take your time, and like, you know, when they get up off you, they get up off you. And sometimes you got to put in that work and get through them hurdles. You just can't rush overnight and just expect them to be like, oh, bitch, they gonna get up off me.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just assume that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Let me see. So dating. We're gonna get to you're 23 years old. You're young. You're very attractive. How is that for you right now? How is that? Are you dating? Are you dating? Or do you want to date? Do you think dating is good for you? You already know how I feel about you dating. But what is dating like for a 23-year-old currently?
A gay 23-year-old.
For you, because I know many. When I was 23, it was many versions of dating. But what's dating for you?
It's hard for me because I kind of give everybody grace, so I never really know anybody's intentions and stuff like that. And sometimes I feel like it makes me a little bit emotionally unavailable to people.
Why?
Because I don't ever want to get into a situation too fast and then do something and then regret it, and then it's just like, now I'm living with that. So I kind of close off a little bit, but I think the bad part about it, to be honest, I really don't have the life where I go out and I like meet people and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, most people I meet is from the scene, and that could be bad too.
Mm-hmm.
But dating for me right now I'm not really worried about it. I don't think about it as much as people probably think I do.
Like I tell you and other kids, I think you just take your time. You know, it's either like don't date at all, but I think you take your time, get to know people, date people in your own age bracket, people you could experience with. It's great to meet people with experience, but it's great that you could learn with someone as well.
Yeah.
And just be mature about it, and you know, keep your business to yourself and be safe. Always. What do I always say to you?
Wear condoms.
Be safe, no matter what. Okay. Is there anything that you would like to tell any of the people out there? You know, if you had advice to give, what would your advice be to someone that is young, coming into ballroom and want to enter any house and just come into ballroom? What would be your advice for them?
My advice would be to be open, because I feel like the person I was last year versus the person I am now, I know it's different. Like, and not even in a bad way. Like, I feel like my confidence has built up.
Most definitely, you was a crybaby.
I was a crybaby.
But that's a beautiful thing. I told you I want you to always keep that. Always keep your sensitivity and your emotions, but you're stronger too. That's a good thing. You're supposed to get stronger. You're supposed to get armor in this life. You're supposed to protect yourself and protect your feelings and stuff like that. But you're supposed to still be vulnerable with those that deserve your vulnerability.
And I would, just be open. Like, and I don't know who said it. I think you or my mom said it. Never think your performance is over.
I think me and her both said it.
Because sometimes I be gagging at myself and I be like, you're not going to get no better. Oh, this is it, so just keep it right here. And then the more you practice, the more you keep going, the more you keep showing up, you get better and better and better. You do better and better and better. And you
practice will make almost perfect. You have to keep on going. When you start thinking that it's sickening for you, you are capping, you are hitting the ceiling, you are not making yourself greater. You have to also know, always know, room for improvement, room for improvement, room for improvement, room for improvement, no matter what.
Right.
You don't ever want it. Now, there are going to be times I want you to look back like, you know what, I loved everything then. I loved how my outfit looked. I loved the way I dipped. I loved the way I was on. I loved the way I was feeling it. But you always want to leave a little something like, you know, if I did this, it would have been more executed. But you always want to look at it with looking at it in an eye of, okay, that was wonderful, but I know I can even do better next time. I think that a lot of time, especially I've noticed that with a lot of these kids, like they kind of cap their performance because they feel like it's already sickening.
Yeah.
They let these comments and oh bitch it's over for you and their friends tell them, and they kind of don't perfect where they could really go.
Right.
But hey, who am I? What do I know? Well, Courtney, you know, it's always amazing talking with you. You know, I hope that you guys watch this episode and enjoy it. Thank you for all the episodes you've watched thus far. Thank you for all the comments, the messages, the inboxes, the DMs. I love and appreciate all of them. I try to answer every single one of them. We appreciate that you are enjoying us, and thank you for supporting us.
Bye.
Bye. Come to me. Come to me.
I gotta see your face, Una. Action, ready for the dungeon, ready for the dungeon, ready for the dungeon.
Bad girls step out and stunting, ties them tip like pumpkin. Pump the big batch jumping, my money tick like a common dumpling. Aiming style on the vote range, I'm beautiful, stamina. Me no put your money just on my eye.
This ain't what you want, this ain't what you want, this ain't what you want. Sissy nigga, I swear, I swear, I swear, shorty that hit it once, no time, set up, fuck, you gon' kill my vibe, stay in the morning, I'm inside, ain't what you want. That's my heart, what you do so satisfied.
You don't want to battle. No, you don't want it for real. You don't want to battle.
That's my heart.
Promise on.
Damn. What you do so satisfied. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
Come on, Jeremy! I need it from the beginning. Tuna.
From the beginning.
Dramatic.
From
La Una.
From the
one. The only. Butch Queen Vogue Fest of the year. New Vogue of the year. La Una. Alpha. Omega. Give it those kicks. Give it those kicks. Come on. Tiffany, let's go. Una, commentate, honey.
What? I can't commentate. I'm the commentator.
Try. Who gonna commentate?
I'm a commentator.
Okay, go ahead.
We can, yeah.
All right, start it over.
Take it back.
Yeah, give me that.
Let's do it.
Oh, let's pick it back. Look this up. Let's get into it. It's Tiffany and fucking.
All right.
Bitch. That's two girls.
Cause I'm a
Two girls.
I'm lady.
Two girls.
I'm a woman.
Two girls.
I'm a woman. I'm a woman.
Tiffany,
I'm a
scared.
woman.
Tiffany, scared. Not tonight. Tiffany, scared. Not tonight. Tiffany, scared. Not tonight. This job took you to Paris, and I'm gonna take you. What she said, y'all? We got to give the hostess with the mostest a round of applause. My daughter, thank you for throwing this event. You turned a Taco Tuesday to a Friday night mix-up. And with that being said, Courtney, pump the beat.
you wanna ride? Do you wanna ride? Do you wanna ride? Do you wanna ride? The icon, Mercedes, Alpha, Omega, T, now put that here. Now put that here. Now put that here. Who young and I want to hold on. Who young and who young and make a work of work. That's right. That's right. That's right. To the left. 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 Black. Una. La una. La una. Yo, what's with the butch queen clothing step? What's with the butch queen clothing step? That's right, now she's getting her tins, that's right. That's right, to the right, to the right. To the left, 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 to the left. Alright. Good job, you cute parrot. And I'm gonna bring you back. Go for me, one more time. The new improve, getting that ass. Purr, back, getting that ass. Purr, getting that ass. All right. What is that? Not tonight, y'all. All right. Courtney, Cunty, Alpha, Omega. The king cat was bad too. Red ass money, yeah, robot too. That yabba yabba too. Pebble, bam, bam. Pebble, bam, bam. Pebble, bam, bam. Pebble, bam, bam. Grande, rock, grande, whether you want a poor, I need a bigger rock, to where? I need a bigger rock, to where? I need a bigger rock, to where? Ooh. Alright. Icon. Building. Not quit. Dark. Alpha. Omega. 20 years in the game, 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 20 years. Butch Queen, Stepside, Butch Queen, Perfect 10, Butch Queen, you got it with it, that's quit, cut, like cut, serve like cut, we are cut, right man, bring it to the floor, bring it to the floor like cut. Doing this with a twist. Come on, team. We get ready when you're ready. Come on. You want to balance. Put the drink down. Get it started, bitches. Eat it, bitches. Nigga like hot. Nigga like hot. All right. Get to the side, y'all. Good time, vibe. The queen. Party. The queen. Building. The queen. Sexy. That's the time, vibe. That chocolate. That punch. That feminine. That body. That jiggly. That pop, that us what we want. Give us what we want. Give us what we want like us. Give us what we want. Give us what we want. Give us what we want like us. Eat it like us. Serve it like us. Eat it like us. Ooh, now sweep the floor. All right, grandson. I'm here in the press, so I need you to give me a show now. Akeem. Voyage. Akeem. Voyage. Like punch. Like your mother. Like your brother. Like your sister. Your cunt. Akeem. Voyage. Let's all do dip, bitch. That wasn't a it was a
Everything you need for comfy days and cozy nights is ALPHAOMEGA.
Leave all of you.
Shop soft sections.
Pussy con. Pussy con. If you got it, it's just scratch it. If you got it, it's just scratch. If you got it, it's just scratch me out. Pussy con. Pussy con. Ow. Pussy con. Take your time, that bitch now go. Take your time, now bitch now go. Ow. One, two, three. Now hold that pose for me. Hold that pose for me. One Courtney, one owner. What do you want? Two owner. What do you want? One Courtney. What do you want? Three owner. Two Courtney. Four owner. What do you want, Sean? Courtney. What do you want, Sean? Other Sean. Break the tie, Sean. You gotta break the tie. What do you say? Bill.
Every beat.
Y'all, I don't know what's going on with the energy. I don't even see your Vogue personalities. Like, I get it. Like, but it's like I'm expecting y'all to look like, I know I'm that bitch, honey. And my entrance is fucking like, but it was cute. And then it like.
Can I say something about that? Just because you're catching the beats doesn't mean it makes sense either.
Yeah,
it was like y'all just doing stuff. It don't
like you're waiting for the music. Like, oh, I know this comes here, or I know it comes here. It's like, honey, just let go, let go.
And make it make sense.
Like y'all got the energy. I don't. So listen, I'm not excited. I know you can both. Like, that's not. Y'all can both. I'm seeing both. I'm not seeing everything else. I'm not seeing performance. I'm not seeing your personalities. I'm not seeing the story. I'm just not seeing the connection to the music. Maybe because y'all don't like the music. I don't know. But I don't know.
Okay, bro. I didn't know how to put that on this song.
FanDuel and the NHL are changing your hockey experience. Join the number one sports.
I would say the thing if what you do in practice, you do different things on the floor. But if I'm seeing the same thing on the floor that you're doing in practice, and that means that it needs to be, y'all need to get that shit together here. Because then it goes out there and goes somewhere else. It's like the same thing. Lovingly, I don't want to go home. Breathe it out. Breathe your ass. You're fucking husband, and I'm
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. It's coming.
Tell me a story! Courtney, get mad! See, here, and then there's don't forget the tip, and then I'm gonna go here, and now I'm gonna play with myself. There's no mirrors in the wall. There are no mirrors in the wall, honey. I'm back here, bitch. I'm gonna use all this motherfucking shit, honey, to my advantage, bitch. And I won't get up off of here until I'm sure about what the fuck I'm gonna be doing out there. Like, I'm just not gonna, yes, this is cute. And then I'm gonna go here. Oh, yes, this is cute. I'm gonna take it out, girl.
Do you play the song, Ronaldo?
Like, I can tell where you're gonna go before you get there, because it's like, okay, 1, 2, hands, little catwalk, then a dip. Then after that, it's like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna swing it. I need the wall. I need to become a part of the fucking wall. I need to be down here. I need to be here. I need to be here, bitch. I need to be over here if I gotta be. I need to be here if I need to be, bitch. I'm not leaving until I'm sure about what the fuck I want to do. Okay? Entrance is so important. Courtney, you are playing. It is good for my nerves. Y'all want the last two, y'all? That ain't loud answer. Oh! Wow! Ronaldo!
bitch.
From the back.
Yes, ma'am. From the back.
I love that.
All right, Grand March on.
I love the back. Ronaldo, you got anything left for Grand March?
That's it, man. That's all I got. No, I got some more for you. What's up?